4 quick ways to become a trusted social influencer in your niche. People follow and trust influencers. If you want to become a social influencer, then you're in luck, because in today's presentation, you're going to be learning 4 quick ways you can become a trusted influencer in your niche. Number 1. Find your focus. Before you can become an influencer, you need to identify first what you want to be known as an expert or influencer in. Knowing which niche or industry to focus on makes it easier for you to establish a solid reputation. Do you want to be a fashion influencer, a marketing influencer, a cat expert? What? List down the favorite things you like talking about, weigh the pros and cons, and choose the one that comes out on top. Number 2. Share valuable content. Bringing a lot of value to your audience will mean so much to them and will help you stand out from all the other people they follow. Too many so-called influencers expect a lot in return too soon, so you need to do something different. Get value first, and plenty of it, before asking for anything in return. Many of your followers will feel indebted to you, and when you ask them to return the favor, for example by asking them to visit a website or download an app, they'll be more likely to do as you say. By giving them value, they'll be more willing to follow your calls to action now and in the future. Number 3. Engage with other influencers. Know other influencers in your niche and network with them. Share your valuable content with them. If your fans recognize the value you bring to the table, chances are your peers will also recognize the same value. So don't be shy. Reach out to them and they may be happy to share your valuable content with their audience. Number 4. Engage with your fans and followers. If you're engaging with other influencers, then you should also be engaging with your fans and your followers. After all, these are the people you want to be influencing someday. Make yourself available to your followers. If they ask questions, answer them back promptly. They'll be grateful, and they'll tell their friends about you, which will bring in even more followers to your network. So don't be a snob. Instead, reach out and befriend your followers. In this presentation, I'm going to teach you 4 easy ways to reduce information overload in your life. In the fast-paced, rapidly evolving world we live in, the myriad of digital tools can be used to access information can quickly overwhelm us. Our brains are designed to only focus on one task at a time. When we try to focus on 2 tasks simultaneously, it takes us 30% longer to complete the tasks, and we end up making more errors. To combat this issue, here are 4 easy strategies to reduce information overload. Number 1. Schedule weekly downtime. Our bodies weren't designed to always be on the go. To reduce the harmful effects of information overload, it is important to schedule time every week to rest. During this time, make sure that you are participating in activities that you enjoy and things that are relaxing. Use this time to rest, reflect, and reconnect. Number 2. Schedule daily downtime. It is essential to give yourself some time every day to rest your mind. Whether it's during your lunch hour, right after work, or some other time, you need to schedule the time to slow down and refocus on your tasks. Giving yourself 20 to 30 minutes a day of downtime will result in increased productivity and focus. Number 3. Immediately deal with incoming paper. Written information will quickly pile up on both the counter and your brain if you aren't careful. When meetings and events come up, immediately add them to your calendar. File important notices and schedules as soon as you receive them. The goal is to handle each piece of paper just once. Number 4. Eliminate email clutter. Just like with incoming paper, it is important to reduce email clutter as soon as possible. Find time daily to sort through your emails, reading the important ones and tossing the rest. Create an electronic filing system to store important emails that you may need to look at later. Evaluate the emails you receive and decide which lists you can safely unsubscribe from. Being able to cut back on the quantity of emails you receive daily will go a long way in reducing information overload in your life. All the habits will take you time to establish. Start with one and master it before moving on to the next. Starting one new habit today will bring you one step further to reducing information overload and gaining more peace in your life. In this tutorial, you will learn tips for helping you to manage digital information overload. In today's high-speed digital world, It's not unusual for someone to have multiple email accounts, social media, and messaging accounts for work and personal use. The problem becomes how you can manage all of these accounts so they don't become a distraction. Frequently checking email, social media, and text significantly hampers your productivity. So, what can you do to manage digital information overload? Here are 3 tips to help you tame the electronic jungle. Number 1. Establish a time for checking email. Many people regularly check their email, eating up valuable time. To reduce the time you spend checking email, block specific times out on your calendar for reading and categorizing emails. Most emails that you receive can wait a few hours, and often the issue will resolve themselves on their own. When you do get to check your emails, create a category system that prioritizes them based on their urgency and relevance. This will allow you to deal with every email by either deleting them or moving them out of your inbox. Number 2. Determine which social media accounts you really need. After determining which social media accounts you really need, only check work-related social media accounts while at work. For the other social media accounts that aren't related to your work, schedule specific times, like in the morning, during your lunch break, or just before the close of businesses to check out these accounts. Number 3. Turn off your phone and limit texting to specific times. Unless you have to use your smartphone for work, keep it off while in the office, scheduling time throughout the day to check for and send text messages. If you are able, have coworkers and family contact you via your office phone if there is an emergency, or through email for less important matters. In today's digital age, we are inundated with an overwhelming amount of information. Incorporating these tips into your daily routine can help you manage the digital information overload that you've become subjected to, helping you to free up your time and improve your focus. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how you can sharpen your memory in the age of information overload. In today's 24/7 society, we've all grown accustomed to living a hectic lifestyle, but we need to be aware of the dangers of information overload. Being connected all the time through the internet and social media can result in less information being correctly processed and stored in our memory. Our short-term memory, which is responsible for our ability to filter out information, is only designed to handle a small number of items at any given time. By trying to cram more information into our memory, the more likely it is to fail. Here are 3 steps you can take to sharpen your mind. Step 1. Meditate for a few minutes every day. Taking just 2 minutes to close your eyes and focus on your breathing can have a significant impact on your memory. To reduce information overload, it's important to take some time to let go of the noise and focus on yourself. Meditation works to train your neurocircuits to focus attention, relax, and let go. Essentially, by meditating every day, you're preparing your mind to let go of the mental chatter, allowing you to have better attention and mental focus. Step 2. Focus and frame. Practicing mini meditations every day helps to prime your body to focus, which is the number 1 component of a healthy memory. One of the main reasons why people aren't able to remember things is because they aren't paying attention. Information overload is partially to blame for this because it makes it hard to concentrate on any one thing. Focus and frame is a powerful memory exercise that will allow you to improve your ability to recall relevant information. Focusing is merely a reminder to pay attention. The mini meditation sessions should put you in the right frame of mind to focus. Framing entails using different techniques to give the information you're trying to remember meaning. When you find meaning in things, they become more memorable. Step 3. Perspective review time. Your perspective memory is your ability to recall that you need to do something in the future. Overcoming perspective memory loss entails teaching memory habits. Everyone has memory places that remind us to do something. However, with today's smartphones and virtual lives, many of these memory places have disappeared. To counteract this loss, you need to get in the habit of replacing them with perspective review times. To develop this habit, before you leave the house in the morning, check your phone's calendar and systematically go through the appointments and think about what you need for the day. Doing this regularly will imprint a mental command in your brain so that you automatically perform perspective reviews before leaving the house. Doing these steps daily will help you to improve your memory and overcome information overload. Top 5 ways to conquer information overload. In this tutorial, I'm going to tell you how to conquer information overload so you can start thinking straight and overcome procrastination. Every day, we're confronted by a staggering amount of information, which can become overwhelming. With the unlimited access we have to various communication tools and information, it can be challenging to narrow down what's important, which can quickly lead to information overload. Here are several strategies to help you conquer information overload. Do a brain dump. Get things out of your head by creating a list of everything floating around in your mind. You can also write down any thought that interrupts your workflow the moment it happens. Writing these down not only gets them out of your head, but gives your mind permission to relax its neural circuits so that you can focus on other things. Prioritize the items on your list into the things you can do today, things you can delegate, things you need to do this week, and things that you can drop. Subscribe to the 2-minute rule. If you find that you have a lot of little tasks to do every day, set aside about an hour a day to work on tasks that will take you about 2 minutes or less to complete. These tasks would include going through your emails, phone calls, checking your bank accounts, tidying up your workspace, etc. Combine similar tasks. If you have tasks that are similar, like paying several bills, combine the jobs and complete them all at once. Completing each task once you start it is another way to be efficient with your mental resources. This forces you to keep your attention on a single item for a period. By focusing on a single task at a time, you will find that you get more done and finish your tasks with more energy. Avoid multitasking. When you multitask, you force yourself to decide whether to answer or ignore a text, how you should respond to an email, whether you stick with what you're doing or focus on the interruption. All these decisions spend the fuel you need to focus on a task. Multitasking will result in you feeling exhausted, anxious, and disoriented. Take breaks. You will be much more efficient in the long run if you take 15-minute breaks every couple of hours. Breaks give your brain a chance to reset, increasing your productivity and creativity. Steady streams of information have become a part of life. You don't have to let it become overwhelming. Following these 5 strategies can help you conquer information overload and start living a more productive life. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you 5 ways to improve your time management skills to reduce information overload. Information overload has become a massive problem in today's 24/7 society. Having instant access to endless streams of information results in a decrease in productivity and poor time management skills. By learning and maintaining excellent time management skills, you'll find that you can get more done during the day and beat information overload. Number 1. Utilize lists. Lists are a great way to set daily goals that help you to accomplish more throughout the day. Lists do work if you use them. Make sure that the lists you make feel attainable and prioritize your needs and plan accordingly. You can even make lists for different areas of your life, like personal, home, and work. Number 2. Set deadlines. Set deadlines for the critical tasks you need to accomplish, and make sure you do everything you can to stick to that deadline. A good rule of thumb is to set your deadline a few days before the task has to be completed to allow for the possibility that you'll have interruptions that get in your way. Number 3. Stop multitasking. You may think that you can accomplish more by multitasking, but this is simply not the case. Not only is multitasking inefficient, but you are more likely to make errors when you focus your attention on more than one task at a time. Focusing on one single thing until it's complete allows you to better concentrate on the job and complete it faster. Number 4. Delegate. Delegating responsibilities, especially for those who like to be in control, can provoke anxiety. However, it is crucial to understand that you can't do everything. Delegation isn't a sign of weakness, but it's a sign of intelligence. Finding competent, reliable people to help you with some of your responsibilities will help you to reduce your stress and increase your productivity. Number 5. Utilize your downtime. If you find yourself waiting in line at the post office or sitting in your doctor's office, you can use this time to start prioritizing your day. Make the best of these types of opportunities and get a jump start on your tasks. Effectively managing your time throughout the day will not only make you more productive, but it will help you beat information overload. Incorporate these 5 tips into your daily routine to improve your time management skills. How repurposing your content helps you get more followers. In today's presentation, you're going to learn why you shouldn't stop at just publishing your content in one place and why you should consider repurposing it to get more followers. What is repurposed content? This is basically content that you recycle into other formats. For example, if you have a popular blog post, you may want to create a video tutorial or a podcast about it. You can also make infographics or slide decks out of your old posts. What are the benefits of repurposing content? Number 1. It gives your old content new life. You do a lot of research before you write blog posts. If you're running out of ideas, you can simply reuse the old materials you've worked on and give it new life. This is extremely useful as it means you only do the research once. but you can keep creating many different formats for the same amount of research. You can consider repurposed content as the content that keeps on giving, as it's literally giving you multiple chances to get more eyes on your content. Number 2, you can reach new people on other platforms. If you only publish blog posts, then your reach is limited to people who visit your website. But if you repurpose your content to, say for example, videos, then people on YouTube will be able to consume your content too. If you create an infographic from your blog post content, then you can reach people who love infographics. Having different formats for your content gives your followers many different ways to link to your content, which is awesome for SEO. They have the option to link to your post, to your YouTube video, to your podcast, to your infographic, and more. Number 3, you can increase your online presence. You can establish a solid online presence just from a single blog post. Once it's been repurposed into the video, podcast, graphics, infographic, or any other format you prefer, you'll literally have your content in a dozen different places. Now, imagine if you had many valuable articles that you can repurpose. You'll be able to present yourself as an authority in your niche. And as an authority, you will be a follower magnet. New people will be following your blog, your YouTube channel, your podcast, etc. Once people discover you're in several places, they'll look you up and follow you on those other platforms too. Five reasons why branding is so important for your success. In today's presentation, you're going to learn what branding is and why it is essential to your success. What exactly is branding? Branding is essentially the mental picture you want to leave in your target audience's mind. It's a combination of many different factors such as your brand name, your logo, your business tagline, your brand colors, even the font type you use for your logo and tagline. It is what you want people to remember your company by, something that will make your brand stand out from the competition. Why is branding important for your business? Number 1, it creates a sense of trustworthiness. When people see your brand in many places, it creates a sense of familiarity. And the more familiar people are with your business, the more they trust you. If you portray your business as fun, then people will trust that you are indeed fun. If your marketing efforts depict your brand as a reliable brand, then people's mental image of your brand will be your reliability and trustworthiness. Number 2, it creates new customers. When people see your advertisements and they like what they see, they'll most probably end up as your customers. They'd imagine themselves being in your commercial or advert, and they'd have a feeling that they're missing out simply because they are not yet your customers. For instance, if you have a luxury brand, then your target audience would hate to miss out on the luxuries you can offer them. Number 3, it makes you relatable to people. Before you even begin your marketing activities, you should know who your ideal target customers are. When you know who they are, it becomes much easier for you to create adverts that they will be able to relate to. Being relatable means that there is a higher probability they will buy from you. Number 4, it makes you memorable. When you make your brand relatable to people, it makes perfect sense it will also end up being memorable to them. When they see your brand or logo, they'll remember the advert that spoke directly to them, and they'll be more likely to buy from you than your competitors. Number 5, 5 easy ways to build your email list quickly. Successful internet marketers will tell you that their email list plays a significant role in their success. With an email list, they can simply write a short email to their subscribers, recommend a product, and get sales in minutes. And in today's presentation, you're going to learn exactly how the pros build their email list quickly. Number 1, give away a valuable freebie. People love free stuff. But don't just give away any free stuff. If you're hoping to attract people to sign up to your list, don't give them a generic and outdated ebook or video course that everyone else is offering for free. Do your best to offer something of value, something that you know people will love and will actually find useful. Number 2, offer content upgrades. Content upgrades are usually added to value posts and articles. For instance, if you wrote a 5,000-word how-to article, you might want to add a checklist or even a more in-depth article on the subject, and use that as a content upgrade. If people want to download the checklist or an in-depth article, they'd have to use their email address to unlock it. Number 3, add opt-in forms to strategic areas on your website. Don't just put your email opt-in form in your website's footer. Instead, put it in strategic places. You may want to have a pop-up appear after people have been on your website for 5 or 10 seconds. You can also add it in other non-intrusive places, like at the middle or end of your blog posts, your sidebar, and yes, even the footer. Number 4. Use social media. Promote your content on social media like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. When you offer people something of value, they'll be curious about you and what other things you can do for them. So if you're promoting a tutorial on making money online, then you can ask people to sign up to your list so they'll receive your updates in real time. Don't forget to ask people to share your content. It's free advertising for you, and you're bound to get even more email subscribers. Number 5. Promote a contest. A contest is a good way to get people to sign up to your list. You don't have to give away something expensive, but you do have to offer something that's interesting or useful to your target audience. Think outside the box. You just may be surprised at how quickly your email list grows. 4 reasons you should create an evergreen business model. In today's presentation, you're going to be learning 4 of the biggest reasons why you should consider creating an evergreen business model. Number 1. You'll get a steady stream of income all year long. An evergreen tree stays fresh and green all year long, even in winter. An evergreen business model is the same. Your sales won't tank on non-holidays. Rather, you get a steady stream of income whether it's the holidays or not. It's true some niches thrive particularly well during certain holidays like Christmas or Thanksgiving. But once the holidays are over, sales plummet to zero. Now, your evergreen business may not have a dramatic increase in sales during holidays, but at least you get a nice steady stream of income no matter the time of year. Number 2. You're running a hands-free business. If you set up and market your evergreen product correctly, you can expect year-round income. This means that you're literally going to do the hard work once and then reap the profits for years to come. In other words, you're getting passive income from your evergreen product. Who wouldn't want this business model? It's awesome, right? Number 3. You don't need to adjust to trends all the time. With non-evergreen products or businesses, you're always on the lookout for the latest trends. If you're in the IT business, you'd need to adapt your technology every time something new comes out, otherwise you'll end up with outdated stuff. With an evergreen product, you don't need to bother yourself with what's trending and what's making the headlines buzz. Of course, you can update your product from time to time, but at least you're not going to be making changes every month or so. You can update your evergreen product's cover image or maybe even update the product's website, but the core product can remain the same for years. Number 4. You can focus on other parts of your business. If your evergreen business can run on its own even without your intervention, then you can use your free time to pursue your other interests. You can create even more evergreen products if you want. The more evergreen products you have, the more passive sources of income you get. Eventually, you may no longer need to work and still have money coming in. Now that's something to look forward to.